In this video, we're going to go through a complete step-by-step guide on how to get your real estate license in California and start your new real estate career. So let's dive right into the video. My name is Chris with New Agent Headquarters. On this channel, we give you all the tools and education you need to start your real estate career and build a successful business. I've been in the real estate business for over 10 years now. I have a real estate team, and this is the channel I wish I found when I first was starting out. And my goal is to give you as much information as I possibly can. So drop a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions throughout this entire video. And make sure to like and subscribe because we come out with useful content on a weekly basis. So let's dive right into it. In this video, we're going to go through quite a few things, but at the end of the video, my goal is to make sure you know everything you need to know to be able to get your real estate license in California. So first things first, we're going to go over the requirements so you know if you can get licensed or if you might not even qualify to be able to get licensed. I want to make sure we're not going to waste your time. So after that, we're going to go through the pre-license education requirements. You're going to learn exactly what the requirements are and where you can get this done in a quick amount of time and the schools that we recommend. Next on, we're going to go over the real estate exam itself. I'm going to give you some tips to pass the exam, and I'm also going to tell you what's on the exam, how many questions, how much time you have to take it, and what to bring to the exam on test day so you're fully prepared to pass. From there, we're going to go into the background check and fingerprint requirement. We're also going to share with you the costs to get that done. Then we're going to talk about picking a sponsoring broker because this is a very important part of the process. And if you mess this up, you might fail as an agent. From here, we're going to go into applying for your license, everything you need to do to be able to do that. And then we're going to go into a complete cost breakdown so you know exactly how much everything is going to cost to be able to get your California real estate license. So let's dive right into it. Before we get started, I do want to tell you about our complete guide. This guide is a complete guide on how to start your real estate career and get your real estate license. Everything in this video plus more is inside that guide. There's also an invite to our New Agent Facebook group where you can go in and ask questions. So make sure to grab that guide, scan the QR code, or grab it in the description below. First things first, here's the basic requirements I was telling you about. Make sure you meet these before you even get started. Do not waste your time investing in pre-licensed education classes or going through this entire process if you have any questions on this. The first requirement is you must be 18 years old or older. If you meet that requirement, you must make sure that you don't have anything on your background or your record that may disqualify you. This can include felonies or any criminal background. So if you have that on your record, make sure to reach out to the licensing board and the real estate commission and see if they're going to allow you to get a real estate license based on your unique situation. I get a lot of questions in the comment section below in these videos about background checks and criminal records, so make sure you do that. And if you have additional questions, that you want to ask me, drop them in the comment section below as well. The next thing is the pre-license education requirements. Now, make sure you get these done with a state-approved school. This is a big deal because if you get them done at the wrong place, it's not going to count towards your education requirements. They have to be state-approved. So you have to pass your exam with a 70% score or higher, so make sure you pay attention during your classes, and you must complete a 135-hour course with a state-approved pre-licensed school. Now, you might be wondering, how am I going to get 135 hours done, especially if you have a job already or you have a busy schedule? Well, we recommend you check out Calibri Real Estate School. That's the school we recommend. There's a link down in the description below. It's an affiliate link, so you will also see different sales and discounts with that link. So if you click that down below, I'm going to take you to the screen where I can go over the entire packages and the courses that you can get. So once you get on this page, you're going to notice a couple different things. So there's multiple packages and they're really not too expensive. That's the good thing about California is the prices really aren't too bad for their pre-licensed education, and you're also going to see some different discounts and sales. From here, you're going to be able to see all the different things that each one of these packages come with. Some come with flashcards, others come with access to an instructor, which is always good if you want to ask questions. And then others come with even more things such as, how-to videos, job aids, all that kind of stuff, which, this is definitely a popular package. A lot of people get this one, especially in California. It's not too much more expensive, but it is always good to be able to have access to an instructor. But the good thing about these classes is that they are flexible and they allow you to get this done if you have another job or you have things going on in your life and you are busy. So they're top rated. You're going to learn the things you need to know. and I highly suggest you check them out. Now, once you complete the pre-licensed education classes, you might be wondering what to expect on the exam on test day. Well, in California, you have 150 questions to answer, you have 3 hours to do it, and it's all multiple choice. On test day, make sure you bring a basic non-scientific calculator to the exam and 2 forms of identification. This is going to be really important for the math portion of the exam. You want to make sure you have this calculator with you and make sure you get this ahead of time. Now, you might be wondering, how can I actually pass this exam? You've probably heard that a lot of people do fail the exam the first time around, and we want to avoid that if possible. So here are the tips that I would take if I was taking my exam over again, and some of the things that I wish I knew. First things first, skip questions that you don't know the answer to. If you don't know the answer to it, make sure you skip over it and then come back to it later. You don't want to burn all your time and make yourself anxious trying to answer a question that you just don't know. Once you get through the entire exam, you're going to feel a lot less stressed out and anxious, and then when you come back to that question, you might be ready to answer it and you might find it a lot easier. The next thing is not to rush through the exam itself. So many agents finish the exam extremely early, and this is why they fail. They don't give themselves time to read the questions over and over again, and if you don't give yourself time to digest the questions, you might answer them wrong and you might know the right answer. And it's not because they're trying to trick you, and it's not anything malicious. It's just that the questions are worded in a way so they know you understand the content. So make sure you reread each question multiple times before you submit your answer. This will make a big difference. Tip number 3 is look into study tools. I highly suggest you check out tools like CompuCram and Prep Agent. When I was going for my real estate exam, I used Prep Agent because I just didn't like the textbooks and it helped me pass my real estate exam. So I highly suggest you check them out. There's an affiliate link down in the description below if you want to take a look. Now, pass or fail. If you pass the exam, it's time to celebrate. You're going to find out on the same day if you passed. So if you did, congratulations, and that is awesome. If you failed the exam, then don't stress out. It's not a big deal. So many agents failed the exam, and those agents oftentimes go to become very successful agents. In fact, I know many top agents that failed the exam multiple times. It doesn't mean you're going to be a bad real estate agent. There's really no correlation to you being a good agent or a bad agent and passing this exam the first try. It just really comes down to how well you studied and how good of a test taker you are. So if you failed the exam, maybe pick up a study tool and then go back to it and try it again. Now let's talk about the background check. This is where they're gonna do a background check, make sure you have nothing on your record that would prevent you from getting your real estate license. This is gonna cost you about $49 and it's gonna take a couple weeks to process. So make sure you get this done early in the process. Now, picking a sponsoring broker. This is one of the most important things. If you pick the wrong sponsoring broker, you're going to feel like you have no support and you might fail out of the business. They say 87% of agents fail out of the business, and a lot of it, in my opinion, comes down to not having training. So ask these questions when you interview sponsoring brokers. The first one, is there a mentorship program in place? Is there a mentor that I can call on a regular basis? And then when can I actually call that mentor? Can I call them on the weekends? Can I call them nights? When are they going to be available to help me? One of the biggest buzzkills in real estate is when you work so hard, you finally get a deal, it's the weekend, you call your mentor because you need help writing a purchase and sales agreement or you need help with something, and then it's crickets. And you're stuck because now you have these clients that you work so hard with and they're not doing anything because you can't help them. And then they might move on to another agent or all kinds of bad things can happen. So make sure you have a mentor in place that's going to be able to answer your calls and really be involved in making you successful. The next question to ask is, what kind of training do you offer to your new agents? Now, this is a little bit different than a mentorship program. This is more like a step-by-step guide on how to set your business up, how to use a CRM, how to do prospecting calls, how to do marketing. Like, this is stuff that not many brokerages teach, and most agents get into the brokerage and they just sit there on the first day and they don't know what to do, where to start, and that's where I was when I started. I wish I had this stuff when I started. So make sure you ask the questions. You know, not all brokerages have this, and a lot of them, to be honest, probably don't have it, but always ask the question, what kind of training programs are in place for brand new agents? Another question to ask, and this is a very important one, is how will I generate leads and new business? Many agents fail out of the business because they can't find clients, and that's the truth. So you want to ask questions to the broker on how they're going to help you generate them. Are they going to get leads for you? Are you going to have to buy leads? Are they going to guide you on how to prospect and train you in that way? Or are they going to have you reach out to your friends and family and ask for business? These are all key questions you want to ask, because if you don't ask these questions ahead of time, then you could end up in a situation where you're just sitting there and your business is just struggling because you really aren't building the kind of business that you want to build with your brokerage. The next question asked is about commission splits. Now, this is not a super important thing, to be honest. It's really not. It's not that important because 100% of nothing is still nothing and 50% of a lot is a lot. So go with a brokerage that's going to give you the most support, but definitely ask this question. And one way to word it, because there's a lot of fees and things that can be added in when you're dealing with a brokerage, is if I make a $10,000 commission, what's going to be left to me at the end of the day? This is the best way to calculate it because, they might say you're on a 75% split where you get 75 and they get 25. So obviously that's going to be $7,500, but it's not always that way because sometimes they have transaction coordination fees and they have broker review fees and they have all these things that add up and go into it. So you want to make sure you ask this question and figure out what your bottom line number is actually going to be. But again, don't get too hung up on this because this could ruin you. It can make you pick the wrong brokerage where you have no support and you just fail out of the business. So don't focus on this. If you do, it's a big mistake. Now let's talk about applying for your license. You've completed your real estate pre-license education, you passed your exam, which is a great thing, and you found your sponsoring broker and completed your background check. Now you want to package all this stuff up and send it out with your application so you can get your license back in the mail. This is the most exciting part. You're going to package all this stuff up and send it out. Now, you might be wondering, how much does this all cost and what does the investment really look like to get licensed? So I have some different courses that I broke down for you, and this is what it looks like. First things first, I estimate anywhere between $100 and $300 for your pre-license education in the state of California. Then between $0 and $250 for your sponsoring broker. Some sponsoring brokers don't charge a onboarding fee. Others do. It really depends who you pick. Next is your fingerprinting and background check. Estimate about $49 to get this done. From there, we have the actual real estate exam. So to take your exam, it's going to cost you about $100 to get done. Then we have your license application fee. This is going to be about $350. So all in all, I estimate anywhere between $600 and $1,050 to complete this entire process. So all in all, it doesn't cost that much to start this career and get your license in California. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you right away. Thanks again for tuning in and have an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in to New Agent HQ. On this channel, we try to give you all the resources to be confident and successful as a new agent from day one. If you like this kind of content, smash the like button and subscribe, and be sure to check out this video here. I think you'll enjoy it.